God damn it.
What the fuck?
Oh! Holy shit! My phone fell over. So here is, it's a funny way to start the video. I bought this Explorer just the other day on Copart and it's already here. This was on Wednesday. This is a 42,000 mile actual miles. That's confirmed by the Carfax. 42,000 mile 5.0 Ford Explorer, the second gen, which I love. As long as you don't have the single overhead cam, these are pretty indestructible. So look at how clean it is. 40,000 miles, and mind you, it's covered in dust like they always are. This car has very good paint. This truck is super clean. It's got a 5.0. The damage is very minor. I've already checked the frame rails. I checked them at Copart. Just needs the bumper replaced and the tail light. And then this thing is rebuilt. And look at Jesus team.
Hello.
What's up? New Copart purchase.
Where'd you get this? Look at the interior though.
It's mint, dude. Jaden's over here doing a coolant. What are you doing in your car?
I'm changing the air filter and I'm changing my thermostat.
Oh, I want to show your new wheels. Let me go park this beast. Let's see what's going on with Jaden's 83 BMW. Those new wheels looking sharp. MSW, right? I said MSW, that's what it says on the center cap. I have no idea.
Oh yes.
Nice, well maintained, huh? With that eBay Mishimoto radiator. So I'm underneath the Explorer. Look at how clean, and I'm not just talking about rust-free, because this is a South Florida truck, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But there is not an oil leak or any leak of any kind underneath this truck. It truly looks like it's got 40,000 miles. The shocks, everything is in perfect condition. And if you look at the damage, which I checked this at Copart, I could really lay on the ground like I am now because it's all rock and dust. The frame rails are completely unaffected by this rear bumper being hit. It was the bumper brackets themselves that bent. So when I take these bolts out, I'll be able to throw a new bumper on here without any issue, and the state's not going to give me any issue about the rebuild because the frame rails will be in perfect condition. Look over here. Same situation, nice and straight, not bent. It's purely a kink in the bumper. All right, so I have the bumper half off. This bracket is a little stuck, obviously, because it's the side that was hit more, the bumper. So I'm gonna go ahead and wiggle from the passenger side, and it should allow these screws to pop out. That's what I've been doing so far. It's gotten them looser. Okay, so the wiggling worked. I was able to get the second bumper bracket out. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bumper off, and we'll see what we're looking at for damage on the driver's side frame rail. Oops, I just ripped the license plate light off. No, I think that was already the case. That's all right, we can fix that if I did. Whoops, I guess I did. We'll take care of that, no problem. This one fortunately was graceful and stayed with the truck. So it looks like the damage is very, very minor down here. Come take a closer look. This seems to be pretty straight. And I'm not sure exactly how this was from the factory, but this looks normal. This one obviously took a little bit of a crease, but that looks very second. Matter of fact, I'd probably take this hammer right now, bang that back out straight. So, but this whole area looks okay. It guards the spare tire well enough at least to pass a rebuilt inspection. So that's that. The bumper's off. Damage is minimal. That's the beauty of these older vehicles. They get totaled for something as simple as that. And it should allow me now to, and look at that, just like I thought, this will go right back. Let's see, I'm able to move this now, and that should pop out. I should be able to pop out the little dent that happened over here from this getting pushed in. But that's good. Look at it. Matter of fact, I already pushed it back to where it's supposed to be, just with a light push. Before, if you remember, it was way out here. I'm able to move that very easily, which means that this could be, well, it is at this point. It's right back to where it's supposed to be. So that was nice and easy. I guess all I have to do is get the tail light and get the old one out and sort out this frame rail here. All right, so I've been wailing at the driver's side frame rail there for a few minutes with a hammer. I managed to get it pretty goddamn close to the condition of this one, which was unaffected by the hit. I've got this one looking pretty much the exact same way. Before, this was bent all the way in. You can see there's a little bit of a kink up here, a little bit of a kink down here that I could get out with, you know, some more hammering and just using maybe a little metal bit to hit a more precise area instead of a whole big area. But I'm gonna leave it for now because we don't have the new bumper or brackets yet, and I don't want to mess anything up should it be okay the way it is. So this is pretty goddamn close to where I want it, and then when I get the new bumper and brackets, I'll be able to tell if I have to make any more adjustments. So now I'm going to go ahead and take out this busted taillight, and you can see the side definitely, when I pushed it in earlier, went right back to its factory position that easily. And there is no more dent actually. The small dent that was made from this being pushed in, pushed back out. You can see, it's hard to tell because the truck is dirty, but that's a pretty goddamn straight quarter panel if I say so. All right, so it's day 2. I have a new bumper, well, new bumper from the junkyard. It's in very good condition. I'd say comparable to the bumper I took off. So the bumper I took off, this little lower lip was very bent. Now I could have replaced just the lower lip, could have took it off this bumper, for example, at the junkyard instead of buying the whole bumper and put it on and gone crazy and all that, but it wasn't much more just to buy the whole bumper. This side of the bracket, not this part, but this part on the old bumper, you can see how it bent in from the impact. It's supposed to be straight like this, and that's why the bumper was sitting like this. So I needed, you know, to make the bumper straight, I needed just new brackets. I think I have these frame rails straight and okay, that this should just pop right on. I guess we'll find out in a minute. Kind of sucks, I'm a one-man show right now. I have no help, but I'll probably use my hydraulic jack and just lift this thing up to help me slide it in where it's supposed to be. And I'll have to see, you know, as I put the bumper on, I'll be able to tell if I have to bend these frame rails anymore to make the brackets fit, because the brackets right now on this bumper was perfectly straight on the truck I took it off from. There was no issues with it being bent in or out or crooked. It was dead on. So however I have to adjust the rails to meet these brackets, I will. And then this should hopefully just go right on pretty simply, and we'll have a nice straight bumper. You could also see I got another tail light here from the junkyard as well, and I got the bumper. It's 20 bucks. So I had to bend back the trim underneath here. This was a little, I fixed this. This was all kind of messed up and wavy before. The paint got a little damaged obviously from when this area was hit, but there's still a little ding right here, but I don't think they're gonna give me a problem for that, for the rebuilt inspection. But you can see this rocker panel is nice and straight now, like I showed you yesterday. So they took the old bumper off, this just went right back in where it was supposed to be. Anyway, let me get right to it. I'm dying to put this bumper on, see if that's all I have to do. You guys can see up there, this is looking like it's going to be perfectly straight and pretty much dead on even, not more like the driver's side or the passenger side. I'm down here right now just tightening up the bolts on the bumper. Just kind of going back and forth so I don't tighten one side more than the other. That way this thing stays even. And I think this should be done. Alright, so I forget if I filmed it or not, but the Explorer is done in terms of getting it to the rebuilt condition it needs to be in to get a rebuilt title. Again, a very simple rebuild. It's not really a rebuild. This is pretty much cosmetic with the exception of a little bit of tweaking of the frame and changing the bumper and the tail light, but you can see it's all done now. The bumper's pretty goddamn straight. I mean, if I really wanted to make it perfect, I'm sure I could mess around with the bumper brackets some more, but I'm happy with that. If they're not happy with it, I'll go in the parking lot and adjust it real quick, come right back. But I think that's pretty goddamn perfect. And you can see, looks like the accident never even happened. The bumper lines up perfectly on both sides. It's not like one side sticks out more than the other. It's dead on. I had to adjust both brackets to make that happen. The ones that came with the new bumper, I had to slide them both over a hair to account for the little tweak in the frame. And the truck's at an angle right now on a hill, on a slope, whatever you want to call it, but the bumper's straight. The gap underneath the liftgate is straight. So it's looking pretty damn good. So I'm very happy with the way it came out. I'm just gonna have to pop back in and fix the license plate light. You can see that this quarter panel, this rear quarter, sorted itself out once I got the pressure of the old push-in bumper off of it. Now it's right where it needs to be. And that used tail light's looking good. It matches the other one. And it's not cracked. That's the important thing. So the truck is all set now. I just have to take it down to the car wash in a few minutes and give it a wash and see how it cleans up. Alright guys, so here is how the rebuilt Explorer looks. All washed up. There was a beautiful paint job hiding underneath all that dirt. Someone obviously loved this car, whoever owned it, and unfortunately got rear-ended with it. The original owner, who the insurance company bought this off of, and I bought it from the insurance company, they clearly loved this car. They took care of it, and that explains the very low miles as well. Obviously it wasn't driven too much, but you can just see there was a beautiful truck hiding underneath all that dirt. And there was a lot of dirt on it, but this thing was waxed very well. When I washed it, the water was just beating right off of it. You can see. They love this truck. It's waxed. I mean, who waxes a 97 Ford Explorer? Well, whoever used to own this did, and it looks fantastic. And you'd never know this truck was ever in an accident after I put that bumper on the back. And the new bumper brackets, and fix that quarter panel over here. It looks brand new. Hey guys, quick addition to the video you're watching right now. I think I mentioned it in the prior video I did with the two AT&T cars, the Cavalier and Malibu. I'm still catching up on content. I bought this Explorer and rebuilt it back in, I want to say mid to late March. And believe it or not, I still haven't taken it to have the rebuild title issued. I've been way too busy to do it. It's a bigger process than you may think. I've bought a dozen more cars since then from Copart, many of which I've flipped, quite a few which I've kept, and I can't pan the camera this way. I'm kind of already giving one away. A couple things I forgot to mention about the Explorer and cool things to show. First of all, I have you just see the condition of the keys. I have all the original keychains and things. And the other thing I wanted to mention, is this battery dead? I haven't moved this truck in weeks. Nope, we're good. So you see this has an alarm system. I believe, even though it sounds factory, the way it honks and everything, it has an aftermarket alarm of some sort. And if you noticed on the pictures, the screenshots I put of the Copart listing about a minute ago in the video, it was only marked as E, which is enhanced, which means they cleaned the vehicle when it came in to improve the appearance, but it was not a run and drive. And you'd think, geez, 42,000 mile Explorer, why is it not a run and drive? Was it a bad fuel pump, or was it? So, got inside, I noticed it had power, but the cluster was flashing. Like the cluster lights. So you could tell the alarm system was going off, but someone must have cut the cord to the speaker, wasn't making any noise. So when you have an alarm system like that, it's not uncommon for it to, shut off the fuel so you can't start it. It's like a lockout system, so you can't steal the car. So I reached around underneath the dash, and sure enough I found a little switch, and I pressed it, and it fired right up. So Copart had this thing marked as a non-run and drive, kind of like the Cavalier in the previous video they had marked as start only when just the shift cable had broken. They just didn't get this thing to start. They didn't even attempt to figure out why it wouldn't start. I figured it out in 2 seconds. It ran like $1 million. So here's that beautiful low mileage 5.0. And again, I haven't really driven this in over a month. I've moved it a few times just around the yard, but it's a little dusty and dirty in here, but you can just tell it's clean, original, and I've never cleaned this engine bay at all. I won this for $400. And again, I think the reason why I won it so cheap is because it was marked as a non-run and nobody had heard it run up until I started about 30 minutes before the auction started. So no one even had a chance to look at it. So anywho, that's the scoop with this. Again, I feel bad that it's just sitting out here, but I just, see what I mean with the alarm system? So I hopefully will have the time soon to take this and have the rebuilt inspection completed. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and definitely stay tuned. I gotta turn the camera this way and close my eyes. I want you to see the new toy that's behind me. Definitely one of the coolest ones yet from Copart. And there's one over here too. There's a few more, there's quite a few more. I went kind of crazy between March and June, or we're almost in June now, right? March and May, buying Copart toys. So thanks for watching, keep an eye out for the next one.